Good morning everyone, Pierre speaking. It's Friday morning, it's the 9th of February 2018. Time is about 7 o'clock GMT time when I made this video clip. Friday catch up for us. I did a lot of road trips this week, guys, so I didn't really trade. I had a look at the charts, I gave you guys the videos, and looking back, yes, some of the pairs really looking ugly this morning. So let's have a look, starting off with the Euro Index 4-hour chart. Beginning of the week we said the direction was up, and remember the 4-hour was up as well. We only had the cross later in the week where we changed this now, but in the beginning of the week we were looking to long. And how did we do it? We flipped previous week from the bottom to the top to get our long zone. The zone was at 108.96 going down to 108.66. The main trends were still up, so we wanted to look for longs. Now the blue line here was on Tuesday, I think. When price came into the Earth and Sky trading zone, we found the support at the 62.5 FIP, and then we had a bit of a move to the upside. But then on Wednesday, I think I showed you guys that we now stuck in a triangle. It looks like we're stuck in a triangle, and I said to you guys, be careful because we can have a breakout. Now what happened on the Euro Index is that we had a breakout to the downside. And for the new guys, just want to show you guys, when we stuck in a triangle, you can predict if we get a triangle out breakout where possible profit take can be. What you do is you look at the triangle and measure this distance, and the distance is about 83 pips. So once you get a triangle breakout, the probability is there that it will at least go 82 pips, which it did in this case. It went a little bit further to 97 before we're finding support now. But that can give you an idea where price can go to. Now obviously this was the first problem area here. It was a 200 EMA, usually strong EMAs, but it gave it the middle finger. Momentum volume was high and it pushed right through there. Euro US dollar 4-hour chart. Now I'm talking nonsense, Pierre. Let's quickly go to the daily. I said we're going to flip the daily chart here. Reason for it is last week we only closed 18 pips lower higher than the opening. So we were flat on the 4-hour, but the main trend was still up. So we said we will flip the daily chart. How did we do it? We flipped from the bottom to the top, and our zone to look for longs between 2225 and 2070. That is the area where we want to go long. Now blue line here is on Monday. So Monday we had the move down, and currently this is a key level for us. 2225, 2214, psychological level 2200 for possible support to go long again. So we're getting to that support areas. Euro JPY daily chart. This was a wild horse. Why, guys? Because look how price came. That was on Monday. It was a psychological level, monthly resistance pivot point. News came out and this thing just tumbled. It went straight through the Earth and Sky trading zone. It broke all the support areas here and tumbled all the way down to, drum roll, last week's low area, guys. So that is why support and resistance is always important in trading. And this was a 400 pip move on this one. Let's quickly go to the 4-hour. Look at that, early Monday morning in the Asian session we had a nice trend line break, and the price just continued dropping all the way to the previous month's low area. Currently it looks like we're finding support. I will not touch it, we'll rather leave it till next week. Euro pound daily chart. That was on Monday. I said to you guys, keep your eyes on 8887 psychological level here at 8900. Reason for it is it's a monthly pivot point, psychological level. If you look to the left, previous support resistance. Look at this candle. It is a daily candle that made a doji after we touched the psychological level and the monthly pivot point. So that is a warning sign that possible pullback can happen. If we go to the 4-hour chart, we can see that that monthly pivot point also held hands with a weekly second pivot point. Look how price stats at level burned. We couldn't break that to the upside. We had a nice clean trend line break. If we go to the 1-hour chart, what can you guys spot here? Remember, pivot points give us the football field. We broke the first pivot point, we hit the second pivot point, and look at that. That is at the weekly second pivot point at a psychological level. We had a bearish engulfing candle, so that's warning signs. Now if we quickly go to the 1 hour here and we place a trend line, can see we had a nice trend line break. If you waited for the trend line break, your stop would have been on the other side of the high, which was about 42. If you waited for the envelope, the price to close under the envelope, that was your entry. Or if you waited for the ribbon cross, we had two opportunities. Let me just see, where's Monday? 2, 3, 4. So this was on Tuesday, we had an opportunity, and on Wednesday we had an opportunity to short this pair. Now, possible profit take for this one. First profit take was at the roadblock area where we had a hell of a lot of EMAs. Price gave that the middle finger. We dropped right through it, and this trade from our support resistance areas currently 107 pips up there. Pound US dollar daily chart. Why daily? Last week we said or rather on Monday we said we closed 36 pips lower than the opening. We're still long on the daily. The 4 hours mix, so we had to flip the daily, and this is our zone. 3902 coming down to 3677. Price came this week on Monday. We dropped into the zone. We found support at the 4 hour 200 EMA at 4843. Price spiked up, and from that level it was about 240 pips. Let's go to the 4 hour chart. Look how price struggled there. So this is a key level for us to keep our eye on. 3847. While that holds, bias will still be to look for longs. If we break to the downside and we break the daily 3755 EMA, be careful, and then rather wait till next week. Pound JPY weekly chart. For weeks I said to you guys, be careful. We're in the top area. We are hitting the 200 EMA. We've got MACD divergence, and if this one closes here next week, we can look at this, because it will be the first candle here, weekly candle, that close underneath all these EMAs. And possible short setups can then be on the card. Aussie US dollar daily chart. Why daily chart? Well, last week we closed 211 pips lower than the opening. We couldn't flip the 4 hour to get a long zone. We had to flip the daily chart for the long zone. And remember, we had now a big drop, so this is why the 4 hours swapped around now to all the greens here. Now if we look at this, then price was on Monday sitting at 7867. It was a 55 and a monthly pivot point. I said to you guys, keep your eyes on that. However, if it breaks, the next line in the sand will be last month's low area, the 200 EMA at 7768. Look how price is now at that 200 EMA. We're starting to make a spinning top at that 200 EMA. Stochastic is way over sold here. And MACD is also very low here, other side of the waterline there. So if we find good solid support here, possible long setups can be on the card. Aussie JPY 4 hour chart. We said we can flip the 4 hour. Last week we closed 170 pips higher than the opening. The 4 hour and the daily tells us it is short. So if we flip previous week from the high to the low, and this was on Tuesday, then we had a zone 86.74 going up to 87.62. Price came, we pulled back nicely, touched the 50% flip. We had two EMAs here, look at that, followed by railway tracks. That's why it's important, guys. Identify the areas where possible trades can set up. Wait for price to come to you, then start looking for that candle formation. And this was railway tracks at a big resistance areas, followed by the short. Let's just quickly have a look at the 1 hour. That was Monday, that was Tuesday. Look how price came into the zone. We touched the 50% flip. We can place a trend line. We had the trend line break. The entry was there after the trend line break, after we closed on the other side of the envelope. And if we quickly have a look here, your stop would have been about 63 pips for main profit take of 125 pips. Currently we're hitting that level. We made new lows, so we had to honor it. We followed with our flip to get the new Earth and Sky trading zone. This will be our new zone, and I would like price to get at least to 85.82, 86.06 for that turnaround. US dollar JPY daily chart. Why daily chart? Last week we closed 141 pips higher than the opening. The 4 hour short, the daily is short. We couldn't flip the 4 hour. We had to flip the daily to get a short zone. We flipped previous month from the high to the low. Then our zone 110.88 coming up to 112.18. That was on Monday. Price drop. We didn't get that correction. I wanted it at least 110.51, 110.60 for short setups. Use dollar cat daily chart. Why daily chart? Well, we wanted a short zone. The 4 hours long, we close 121 pips lower than the opening, but the main trend according to the daily, while we stay under this 200 EMA here, will be short. So what did we do? We flipped previous month from the high to the low. We had a short zone 2420 going up to 2505. Now 1 2 3 4 5. This was Monday. I said to you guys, keep your eyes on that. We're already on the other side of the pivot point plus the 75% FIP if we do get a turnaround short. Otherwise, next line in the sand would be here. And what did price do? Price moved to the upside, and we now at the key resistance area. It's a psychological level, and if we look to the left of the chart, previous support resistance, so possible shorts can set up here. If this continues making new highs, then next week definitely 2706 will be a key area for us to look for that short setups. Correlated US dollar Singapore dollar, same thing here. Last week we closed 142 pips higher than the opening. We can't flip the 4 hour, we have to flip the daily for the short zone. How do we do it? We flip from the high to the low. This was our zone, 3191 going up to 3282. Price going sideways Monday, and then we bounced to the upside. We broke the 55 psychological level and now currently at the monthly pivot point. Keep your eyes on this area here, 3373. Reason for it is, it was last month's high area. There's also a psychological level there, so possible resistance can set up there. US dollar index, daily chart, 4 hour was mixed. Last week we closed 19 pips higher than the opening, but the main trend is still short. So we had to flip the daily for the short zone. We flipped previous week from the high to the low, our zone between 90.53 and 91.58. Monday price broke now to the upside. We broke the 58.2 FIP monthly pivot point. So this will be key area for me now. 90.53, 90.68, and even this level here, 91, psychological level, where I will look for shorts. If we find solid resistance on the dollar index here and price start to tumble down, then the US dollar Singapore dollar, US dollar CAT, US dollar JPY can follow. So take note of that. Well, everything hopefully will be back to normal next week, where I will do my write-up on a Monday. Tuesday I will do a write-up with the video and catch-up later in the week, and then followed by a Friday catch-up as well. So have an awesome one, and I'll speak to you guys later. Cheers.